Welcome everyone. We are at Elevated Auto. My name is Alex Ray. I'm the proud owner of this beautiful 2011 BMW E92 M3. I'm joined by my two very, very good friends. They're about to introduce themselves.
My name's Steven. I'm the owner of Elevated Auto and proud to be one of the people to be able to work on the E92 M3.
My name's John, and I work for Steven, do anything that he doesn't want to do, essentially. And basically, yeah, it was an absolute pleasure to work on this vehicle.
Well, before we get started, why don't you share about what Elevated Auto is all about?
So we do PPF, we do window tint, ceramic coatings, and pretty much what a lot of shops in this industry do, the same sort of different services that we put together.
So it's really about preserving and protecting the vehicles, making sure that they're always going to look their best. And you work with a lot of the best companies. XPEL is, I think, one of the biggest ones, right?
Yep. XPEL, they've been great to us. We've been using their films for a number of years now. I want to say probably about 10, 11 years now. And they've been nothing but amazing. So, you know, we continue to use them. We try a lot of the new films that come out on the market as well, but nothing really compares, despite all the other claims and stuff. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, whenever anybody new kind of comes in and tries to sell us on something, they're always comparing it to XPEL because they're pretty much the standard or the gold standard in this industry. So that's kind of why we've maintained that relationship rather than try to go with anybody else.
And so, was the gold standard used on Project Luna? I've actually called this car Project Luna. What do we do on this car?
We did a full body PPF on it. So PPF is paint protection film. It's a clear protective layer that goes on the painted surfaces to preserve it from stone chips, scratches, swirls. It's a protective sacrificial layer, if you may, for the paint. Preserves the original condition of the paint for years and years.
And you never know, like,
exactly.
We look at the car here, you have no idea that there's even a film on this car, which is mind-blowing.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
For this one, we did a full vehicle, so we did all the silver panels. We also went a little bit beyond that. We did, basic things like the headlights and that kind of stuff, but we took it to another level where we were doing things like the orange reflectors, the chrome grills. We even did the headlight washers, the antenna. We did the hood grills.
Who's paying for all this, eh? I don't think this is a sponsorship deal. I think the bill's on me. Okay.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah.
So some of the cool things we really did just on a more detail level spec is, like Steven had mentioned, the whole car has what we call the PPF, the paint protection film. But there's also a bit more unique things that we did as well.
Yeah, to give it that ultimate protection and preserving the original state of the car, we did ExoShield, which is a brand for windshield protection film as well. It's a film that goes on the windshield, similar to what PPF is. But
on the inside or the outside?
On the outside. So it gives it a physical protection from, the same sort of stuff that would hit your paint, like rock chips and that kind of stuff. To preserve the original condition, and
so it'll always look brand new for the most part. The windshield.
Yeah. I mean, like anything else, it will still age, but at a much slower rate than the original bare windshield. Mm-hmm. And then if anything hits it at a big enough force to what otherwise would crack the windshield or chip the windshield, you have a sacrificial layer of a film on the windshield that you can remove and replace and have the peace of mind knowing that the windshield is fully intact. You don't have to change anything from original.
Okay. Yeah. I think really the whole point of this paint protection film is you want to protect your investment. I think that's the whole nature of this business, is protecting your investment. This could be your pride and joy. And I think that's an important side of it. Would you agree, John?
Yeah, absolutely. To add on it too, we did a window film on it that's 90%, so it's pretty much invisible. Car looks essentially exactly the same.
For the tint.
Yeah, for the window tint. And then with the 99+% UV protection on it, it isn't, the immaculate interior is going to stay that way. And but without taking anything away from the actual look of the car. The factory look that you want to maintain on a one-of-one like this, where you don't want a lot of things to kind of take away from the color of the car, the color of the interior, etc. So
Yeah, that was, I think, the real thought process, was just try to preserve as much of it to look as normal as possible. And like I said, the beauty of what the Elevated Auto team did is that the whole body, like they mentioned, is protected. But when you actually go up and close and look at it, you would have no idea. And I think that that's the beauty of this technology, because this never used to be to the level it is right now, where it can promote glossiness. Some of these even have self-healing properties as well. So even if you were to rub a wire brush all over it, don't do that, by the way. But if you were to do that, you could throw, say, hot water or leave it out in the sun one day and it'll heal itself. It's mind-blowing where we've come as an industry in this space. So shout out to XPEL again and ExoShield. That's two leading companies in this space. So keep up the great work. I want to thank the both of you for being here today. Again, this was a really big deal for me to have you both part of this project. This car means so much to me, and I hope it's inspiring for you watching this, because if you have a dream, you can accomplish it. Welcome back, everyone. We have this very, very beautiful E39 BMW M5. And you're wondering, why is this car here, Alex? Like, your car is the show. Well, let me tell you, I wanted to make this video very special because in order for Steven and John to do what they do with all the paint protection film, the car had to be perfect in terms of no scratches, no swirl marks. So I wanted to bring a detailer on board. And what better person would I ask than the person that actually inspired me to start my own detailing business over 10 years ago. I think some of the cars that I have, the race car modifications, were funded because of the business that I created. And this business that I created was solely inspired by Wes from Orion Detailing. So it is my absolute pleasure to welcome the person who inspired me to perfect the art of detailing and to have cars that always look immaculate. So please welcome Wes. Thanks for coming here today.
Thank you, Alex.
This is a big dream for you to work on Project Luna. And,
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been over 10 years since I started my business, which is no longer I kind of gave that dream up. I'm in the insurance business now, but very much when I had my first, well, I guess it was my first soon-to-be car. It was a 2008 Audi A4, and I was like months away from my mom saying, "Hey, Alexander, here are the keys, enjoy." I was trying to get the car all perfect. And I would take it to the coin-op car washes. I would use the brush of doom all over the car. And I'm sitting there, I'm wondering, why the heck do I go to all these car shows and I see these cars like yours?
Yes.
I would see these cars with immaculate finishes, no scratches, no swirls in sight. And I'm thinking, well, what am I doing wrong? So then I started going and researching, right? No one is an expert at everything. There's always something to learn. So I went on the internet, on the forums 10 or so years ago, and I was looking at local detailing journals where people would share the projects that they're working on.
On the forums.
On the forums. Funny enough, okay, I stumbled upon an Audi R8 that was being detailed in this random person's driveway in Scarborough, Ontario, and that was your driveway.
Yes.
And that
Yes,
was
it
your journal.
Yes, it was.
On the forums, on the detailing forums.
Yes, that's right, that's right.
So Wes, again, we had never met each other before. He knew nothing of my existence, and vice versa. I was inspired by him putting all the effort into capturing the photos,
Thank you.
perfecting the car, using certain techniques and only the best of the best products.
Yes.
And so you inspired me to start my own detailing
appreciate
business
that.
and
I appreciate
really
that.
focus on the attention to detail, because that's what your business is
Yes.
all about.
Yes.
That's what Steven from
Yes.
Elevated Auto's business is
Yes.
all about, is going above and beyond and really wowing the client's expectations. And you've been in the business for how long?
I started in 2008, so it's been 15 years now.
Wow.
15 years now.
Wow. And Wes works on some of the coolest cars in Toronto.
Yes.
His attention to detail is next level.
Thank you.
And that's kind of why, like when I thought back as to this project is so special to me, Project Luna, is because I wanted Steven, John from Elevated Auto, some of my best friends, and as well, the guy that inspired me to get into detailing, the guy that inspired me to take my attention to detailing to the next level. And I've involved you in a couple of my projects, but this was
Yes.
our first really big
Yes.
project
Yes.
together.
Yes.
And it was like full circle, and it's like very special for me because I wanted you to be really part of this special
I appreciate
project.
that. I appreciate that.
So why don't you tell everyone what you did in terms of getting the car ready before Steven and John did all the paint protection film? What did that look like? I guess decontaminating it first.
Yes. To be honest with you, it was in pretty good condition.
Okay.
So it didn't need much. Like, standard, clean the wheels, wash the car.
And you usually clean the wheels first because it's the
Yes.
dirtiest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wash the car, clay bar it.
And what does the clay bar do?
Clay bar, like if you feel the paint, even after you wash it, you'll feel sometimes it's rough.
So
And-
it might look clean, but
Yes.
there's
It'll feel rough.
imperfections.
That's right. Like, it's paint. So as you're driving it, dust, dirt gets embedded into the paint. And
this clay bar pulls that out.
that's right. You want to pull it out before you start polishing, because then if you start polishing and you haven't clay barred, you're just picking up the dirt off the paint and you're just swirling it around the whole car. So you really want it to be completely decontaminated, no dirt in the clear coat before you start polishing.
Yeah, and I think one of the coolest things about polishing, so again, having my own business in this space, so I would always tell people, anyone can polish out a car, but the best detailers are the ones that they know that if they bump up to a high aggressive pad or a high aggressive product, they can get all the swirls out. But very much, we always want to start with the least aggressive method, and I guess you did that. So
Yes.
to achieve the result that we had.
The paint wasn't in bad shape, to be honest with you. Like a one stage, we didn't need to do any compounding or anything very aggressive. Like it just needed a one stage polish to clean out the light swirls that were in the paint.
Got it.
And yeah, it was like, as I said, the car was already in pretty decent condition. We just took it to the next level and made a clean car even cleaner, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, the polishing was straightforward. It was a one-stage polish, a medium cutting pad, a medium cutting polish, Menzerna 2500.
Great product, yeah.
And a Roops yellow pad. and the paint came out like perfect.
Yeah, and I would say if you have the pleasure to see Project Luna in person, it is immaculate. Like there is absolutely no swirls. And this is the important thing. Like so, if you're a car enthusiast, or whether you have a Ferrari or whether you have your baby, which could be like a Nissan Sentra, just anything. It doesn't matter.
You love your car.
You love your car. You want to take pride in it, and you want to show it that love to always keep it perfect. A great opportunity, especially if you buy the car new, but it doesn't have to be new. But ideally, you would get it paint corrected, so it would be detailed, of course.
Yes.
And then you'd come to a shop like Stevens Elevated Auto, and you would then, to keep and preserve that, you would apply the paint protection film to it, so always keep it looking like $1,000,000.
Yes.
And I was fortunate, this car being used, it had low kilometers, there was practically no stone chips, and it was still very much in immaculate shape where we can still brighten it up a bit, but keep it protected.
Yes.
And the whole car was great because Stephen and John, after Wes had perfected the car, they preserved that by the whole body of the car being the PPF'd. So applied with the paint protection film. So thank you again, Wes, for being here. Again, I can't thank you enough. Check out Wes at Orion Detailing. Of course, you got to check out Elevated Auto.
Of course.
Both of these places are home to some of the coolest cars in the GTA, the Greater Toronto area. So reach out to them if you ever have any questions or you're interested in taking your car here. I'm beyond excited to share the story of how I got Project Luna. But before, I gotta tell you sort of the story leading up to that. So for those of you that don't know, I'm huge into cars. I have a Subaru STI race car, but I also have a BMW E90 M3. It's the 4-door M3, so it's pretty cool. And being very immersed in the community of M3 owners in Ontario, I'm in a WhatsApp group. And it was a couple years ago in 2021, one of my buddies, Alex Carr, he's a great friend of mine, he was walking his dog in his neighborhood, and he lives in a very nice neighborhood, and he stumbled upon this almost abandoned looking M3 that just always used to sit in this owner's driveway of this house. And he took a picture, hey, does anyone own this car? The group chat was quiet, okay? And I saw, wow, that looks like a very different looking BMW. It had this very unique silver, right? My current M3, the 4-door one, Project Sky, it's a silver, it's called Silverstone, but it has a bluish hue. This car, being a silver as well, it had a goldy, kind of yellowish gold hue to it, and it was beautiful from just the picture itself. So, of course, caught my attention. I said, Alex, you need to talk to that owner and you need to find out if they're willing to sell and find more about the car. So he, life carried on, a couple months went by. He was walking his dog one day and the owner was there. And so he stopped the owner and he went up and said, hey, I guess he introduced himself. I have a friend also named Alex, talking about me, that's interested in this car. Are you interested in selling? And the guy said, no, I'm the original owner. This was a European delivery car. So when Alex said he's not looking to sell, original owner, low kilometers, European delivery, it was kind of like, okay, I'm still gonna put it in the back of my mind, maybe one day I'll have that opportunity. But even in the group chat, like, you can see the conversation between Alex and I saying, and I put that energy out there that, you know what? One day I'm gonna own this car. It's gonna be mine. And time went on. Again, a couple years went by, and fast forward to October 2023. Alex messages me. He says, Alex, that car's for sale. I said, what do you mean it's for sale? He's like, yeah, it's at the dealership, World Fine Cars. They have a lot of exotic cars there. It's very much available for someone to buy. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, my heart stopped when I saw that. I clicked the link as fast as possible, and it was very much that exact same car. Now, this car, again, you saw it, it's a silver. What's so special about this car? Well, this car, ladies and gentlemen, it is a one of one in the world. Okay, one of one. I think there's about 70 Moonstone, like this exterior color. It's a very special, limited edition, but there's about 70 of them in the world. 10 of them are in North America, but of the 70 or so, this is the one of one because of the interior combination with the exterior. So the interior, you'll see it's a rust brown, and that is a special order interior color. And I'm not sure if you had to order a special edition exterior to get access to this, but very much this combination of individual Moonstone metallic exterior combined with the individual rust brown color formed into one, this is what makes it a one of one. And being accident free, that's a huge plus. Being low kilometers, it's 36,000 kilometers. Very much a low mileage car, and this car just sat. This car had like 2 feet of snow piled on top of the roof, so very much a neglected car. And I've seen that over the years because this car was in these group chats. And I really obviously had a connection with this car. I wanted this specific one. And I really also wanted to give it the love that I knew I could give because I usually take very good care of the things that I have. And I wanted to give that love to my soon-to-be car. So I called the dealership. I said, hey, whatever you're doing right now with that car, stop, okay? I want that car right now. The guy on the phone was probably like, oh my God, this guy's crazy. But very much I was crazy about this car. And went to the dealership, and very much it was almost like I bought it on the spot. I knew that was the one, and what a feeling that's got to be like. Those of you that are watching this, maybe you've had that experience before where you saw the car and that was it. That's the one. And it's like, I didn't even test drive this car. I didn't even test drive it. It could have been broken. My mom probably wouldn't have wanted to hear that, but I still would have bought in it because I had that connection. And I think that just reflecting back on this, and again, I wanted to give this car all the love that I had because this is very special to me. It was almost like a full circle, and I think it speaks to the energy that you put out there. There's something that I've always read, which is the law of attraction. You know, you have good energy, you put that out, you attract what you put out. So very much, if I'm going to put out good energy and I'm going to be kind to people, that's going to come back. And I feel like even having that opportunity of Alex, my friend Alex, who was walking his dog, he didn't have to go talk to that owner, but he did because there was a connection there between him and I. He didn't have to message me 2 years later. He didn't have to keep his eye on Auto Trader and keep an eye out if that car ever were to come up, but he did, right? So special thank you to Alex Carr. And also special thank you to the gentleman at World Fine Cars for giving me the opportunity. They made it super, super seamless, but you know, it really speaks on the energy that you put out. When you're good to people, they want to help. And I think that's a lesson that we can all learn, is that, you know, you work hard, right? I worked really hard. I continue to work hard for some of these goals that I have, but people want to support you if you're kind and you are genuine with the relationships that you want to build and foster. And I'm very much grateful for the relationship that I have here with Steven, with John, with Wes from Orion Detailing, because they put their heart and soul into the work that was done on this car. And I'm just so blessed to have such a special team around me that wants to make this project so special for me, right? Because I think also the joy for them is that while we do have a relationship, they wanted to see me with the biggest smile on my face. And let me tell you something. When I saw this car after it was done, I had the biggest smile on my face. Unfortunately, there was a Ferrari in the shop here. I'm like, oh crap. I wish my car was the most special one. But very much, the Ferrari had nothing on Project Luna. Let me tell you that right now. I hope that one day you can see Project Luna, because it is immaculate, and I think it is a product of the relationships that we've built. This very much is a car that is more than just the car. It's about hard work, being kind to people, believing in yourself, and all that comes with that is the relationships that people want to be part of that. And I'm so grateful that Steven, John, Wes, my family was a part of this experience, because you know, I only want to work with the best people, and very much I'm surrounded by incredible people and grateful for this. So that's the story. I'm lucky to have a one of one, but I'm lucky to have one of one friendships as well, because that's what this is all about. So thank you for listening to my story, and yeah.